Hello, my name is Katie Hatfield and I am your cooking consultant for Epicure. And thank you for our wonderful host for inviting you today to share Epicure with you. And you've maybe never heard of it before. It is a company that's been around for actually 25 years in Canada, but it's only been in the United States since the late summer, early fall of 2019. So it's still pretty new, but it has a great history behind it. Basically, it is a company that offers time-saving cookware and meal solutions and pre-measured, pre-mixed seasonings to make dinner, well, let's just say breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert time as easy as possible for you. And we have a long list in our catalog right inside the front page. If your host didn't give you one, feel free to comment and I can get one out to you, or you can get one from the host. And I have this long list here of all the ingredients you'll never ever find in our products. Everything is 100% gluten-free, nut-free, except there are a few things with coconut if you are sensitive to that category of tree nuts, but otherwise there are 0 nuts. It's made in a nut-free facility. You'll never find any artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. All of our ingredients you can pronounce and probably recognize, unlike those 15-syllable ingredients and chemicals that you find in a lot of seasonings or mixes. Everything in this particular catalog, actually the last 3 catalogs, has been egg-free, and we also are 85% vegan as far as the mixes go, so they don't have dairy or egg in them, but you can add those obviously if you do eat them and like them. I will kind of go over some of our great options. This is just a quick introduction. There will be more posts in the virtual party, but I just wanted to kind of introduce myself and the products and just kind of give you an overview. So if this is the only video you watch the whole class, this is the one to watch for just kind of a great summary. I actually started Epicure because I am gluten-free, but I do not cook. I am not a good cook. When I do try to cook, I can burn mashed potatoes, soup, water, like you name it. I have messed it up. So when I started cooking and taking videos of myself in my kitchen, of myself cooking, my friends and family thought, well, this is odd. So I started my Cooking with Katie cooking show, which is also my VIP group here on Facebook that I'd love for you to join after you've gotten your Epicure order in and you're trying to figure out what to do with it, or you need recipe inspiration for mealtime. I am always sharing, and my customers are always sharing, so it's not just me, the one who's learning right along with you for how to cook. It's been a game changer. First of all, our cookware is silicone steamers. We have a number of different ones. They are firm but flexible, and they are non-stick, BPA free, food grade safe, and they go in your microwave. There is a misconception about microwave being, you know, radiation, nuclear, whatever. My basic science talk is, I'm not very good at science. I was supposed to be an engineer. I didn't pass math or science. They're like, you should probably change your major. So water is H2O. So it's shaped like this with like the little molecules or whatever it is. And when you microwave, the microwaves are actually waves of light. So the energy that creates makes the water molecules in your meats and vegetables dance around, and when they run into each other, that is what causes the food to heat up from the inside. So it is the water already in there, especially like if you have frozen vegetables, and meat has water content just like your body has a lot of water in it. That just moves around with all those water molecules, and that's what heats up your food in the microwave. We have Harvard studies, and I'll share some of those with you, about actually how much safer and healthier microwave cooking is compared to even steaming on your stovetop, because the microwave takes less time to cook it, and that is going to keep more of the nutrients in the food itself. I think that's pretty cool. The other thing is, it's delicious. We don't actually have a lot of sodium or sugar in our products. They are very great options for people who have to follow, maybe they're diabetic or have heart issues or anything like that. They're actually really, really good for healthier eating, just by cutting down on the sodium and the sugars. And we have all kinds of great seasonings. All of our salt is sea salt. It's not iodized salt that has like all that bleach and everything in it. We have, like, my favorite is our herbed garlic salt grinder. It's got herbs like parsley and like chunks of garlic. You can actually see the chunks of garlic in there with the salt. This just adds a whole new level of flavor than adding just regular table salt and ground pepper to your food. So one thing is, when you start eating Epicure, if you're used to processed foods, typically you're gonna want to add a little bit extra salt at the beginning, but as you eat Epicure more and more, you get used to not wanting it and not needing the extra salt. So that's a great thing that I've found as well. We also have fantastic meal solution packets. So it is a packet that has pre-measured spices, and you just mix this up. Like for our classic meatloaf, you mix it up with ground beef, 1 egg, and 2 tablespoons of water. It says a pound, but you can probably stretch that even up to 2 pounds with the seasoning packets. And then if you want to, you can top it with ketchup, gravy, whatever you want to normally, brown sugar, mustard. It's got a bunch of different suggestions and recipes even on the back. And you can make this in our steamers, either in like our rectangular steamer, fits about 1 pound. We also have mini loaf pans that each person in your family can have their own mini meatloaf, and they can put whatever string cheese in the middle of it, or, you know, put their own seasonings or toppings on it. It's really versatile. But this is a dried seasoning packet, so it's shelf stable in your pantry for a while. There's not going to be expiration dates on any of our items unless they do have dairy in them, like our mac and cheese. This is amazing. It is not going to have neon orange food coloring to it, but it is rich and creamy, and you can mix it with any kind of milk, not just dairy milk. If you use almond milk or anything, you can mix it up with our cheesy mix, and then you can add whatever pasta you want. So like I'm gluten-free, I can add gluten-free pasta to it instead of regular pasta, and you can make it whatever shape or, you know, color of pasta that your kiddos might prefer. Also a tip or a fun fact with our mac and cheese, this is part of our Buy a Meal, Share a Meal program. So we have a foundation that donated last year 1 million meals to Food Banks of Canada and Feeding America Food Bank. And this is a program where anytime you buy our mac and cheese, it will donate a meal to a family in need as well through one of those organizations. And like I said, we hit over 1 million meals last year alone with that program. There's also special items throughout the year that sometimes will have that donation matched as well. And any of our meal packets will come as a 3-pack of whatever the meal solution is. So you'll get 3 of these. Right now they're $10.50 for 3 packets of them, and each packet makes at least 4 to 6 servings. Some are more, like our pulled pork or pulled chicken for the crock pot makes 3 to 5 pounds of meat, so that can be like 20 servings of those. Some other fantastic ones that we have are enchilada, taco, General Tao is one of my best sellers. I cannot keep it in stock. We've got beef and broccoli, chicken fried rice, anything that you would probably order as takeout, but ours is better and healthier, and you can make it in under 20 minutes. Especially with our steamers, most of the meals are 10 minutes or less. It is a game changer. Also wanted to kind of show you the difference. So like, let's take the ranch dressing packet that maybe you've all used and our creamy ranch dressing. This little guy here, most people will dump the whole thing in whatever their recipe is. Did you know there are 16 servings in this packet? But we dump the whole thing in. There are 140 milligrams of sodium in each serving. So 140 times 16. On our creamy ranch, the sodium is 0 milligrams. I'm trying to hold it back so you can actually read it. I know it's backwards, but you just add milk. Well, if you want to make it a dip, you add it to a cup of mayonnaise and sour cream or yogurt, and then 3 tablespoons of the dip mix. Or you can add milk to it and peppercorns, ground pepper, to make your own dressing with it. But this has 0 sodium and tastes just as good, if not better, than the packet stuff, which is also has MSG, modified cornstarch, maltodextrin, gargum, calcium stearate. So it's got a lot of extra chemicals in here. Ours is onion, buttermilk powder, garlic, black pepper, chives, and citric acid, plus the proprietary spice blend to make it creamy ranch. And it's so good. Did you know there's sodium in pudding? So like a box of pudding has 530 milligrams of sodium. Ugh. We have chocolate instant pudding mix that, again, you can mix with any type of milk that you want, and it has 100 total prepared with it, and it sets in 10 minutes. This is actually what I make instead of eating ice cream every night, and it's so much better for me. So good. Let's see. We do have brownie mixes, carrot cake, banana bread, all different mixes for baking, and these are also gluten-free, and they taste good, which is amazing because gluten-free products are usually expensive and taste dry and crumbly or really super dense and not that great. But these are amazing. I get rave reviews even from people who don't need to be gluten-free, so highly recommend any of those. We also just have great tools. So like our ground meat separator, you would chop up ground beef or whatever for making tacos or spaghetti sauce or anything like that. You can also mash up avocados for guacamole, mix up mashed potatoes, you name it. This thing is awesome, and it cleans off really well. It's silicone handle and everything. So this is a fantastic tool. We also, I would love to show you, everyone should have one of these. It's our 4-in-1 spice spoon. It has 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and then there's a little line that shows you where a 1/4 teaspoon is. Instead of having to dig through your drawers of which measuring spoon you need, we have this awesome 4-in-1 tool. We also have these nice prep bowls. They're glass. They have a nice little silicone lid on them, but they also have the measurements for 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup, and they're 1 cup if you fill them to the top. Just a lot of great examples of how we can save you time in the kitchen. Also highly recommend our muffin makers. You get a set of 2, and each one makes 6. You can put this in the microwave and have muffins or brownies in 4 to 5 minutes, and you just need to let them cool before you eat them. But then you just pop them right out. You don't even have to butter, and do not use Pam or any of those kind of cooking sprays because that actually has a chemical that eats through the silicone. So, but you don't need it because they're non-stick just naturally with the silicone. And again, they're BPA free, food grade safe, so nothing is leaching into any of your food. Also want to point out that anything purple any of our silicone can go in the fridge, the freezer, the dishwasher, the microwave, and even the oven up to 450 degrees. The only thing you don't want to do is poke them with sharp knives or metal objects, so usually would suggest having nylon or wood utensils or silicone utensils that you can spread or cut or do whatever. We also have a silicone knife just in case that's something that you are interested in. We do offer a fundraiser program. I like to mention that. So if you have a school or an organization or a charity, you get 40% of our fundraisers, the profits, and that is 5 meals and a dessert, our most popular ones, in this cute little box. Mine is, sorry, a little dinged up from carrying it around, but $25, and your group keeps 40% of the cost. Let me see if there's any other questions. Feel free. I mentioned that the meal solutions come as 3 packs. The baking only comes as 2 packs, but there's a lot in here, and it makes, like, this would make a whole 8x8 or 9x9 pan of good brownies. If you have any questions, let me know. Let your host know if you want any samples. I've got those, or they might have some that I've given to them. And there's always the option, if your wish list is super long and you love everything, you can always host your own party, either online like this or in person, where you can actually taste the food and I come and cook for you and your friends. It's super fun, and again, it's a little entertaining because I'm not necessarily the best cook, but I've learned how to do this, and I'm eating healthier meals regularly, and people are amazed because they're also trying it and going, oh, this is actually pretty good. I am loving it, and I hope you do too, and I'm always here to answer any questions. If you don't like something, we'll swap it out, or it's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So let me know your honest feedback. Also, would love for you to share any pictures of the food that you make in this group or in my Cooking with Katie VIP group here on Facebook. And I think that is everything. But if you, again, have any questions, I hope that you will feel free to reach out to me or to your host, and we'll get those answered for you. Have a great rest of your day.